As the NFL shifts its focus toward Week 11, a wave of major injury updates is shaking up several teams and fantasy rosters alike. In New York, big changes are already taking shape for the Giants. Interim head coach Mike Kafka, who stepped in after Brian Daboll was relieved of his duties earlier this week, confirmed that Jameis Winston will start at quarterback against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Rookie Jackson Dart remains in concussion protocol following last week's loss to the Chicago Bears. This will be Winston's first start since signing a 2-year deal with the Giants in the offseason. He'll look to stabilize an offense that struggled for rhythm all year. Russell Wilson opened the season as the starter and briefly replaced Dart after his injury, but this weekend, it's Winston's chance to take control and prove he can still deliver in a starting role. Down in Tampa Bay, fantasy managers have reason for cautious optimism. Running back Bucky Irving, one of the most dynamic playmakers in the Buccaneers offense, finally returned to limited practice. Irving has been sidelined since Week 4 with shoulder and ankle injuries, and while he's making progress, head coach Todd Bowles noted that the shoulder remains the main obstacle to a full return. The Buccaneers travel to Buffalo this week, and while it's still uncertain whether Irving will be active, his presence at practice signals that he's getting close. For fantasy football players holding on to him, that's a promising sign heading into the playoff stretch. Meanwhile, the New York Jets were dealt a huge blow ahead of their Thursday night matchup against the New England Patriots. Star wide receiver Garrett Wilson is officially out with a knee injury. According to reports, Wilson could miss up to a month, though the Jets have only ruled him out for this week's game so far. Losing Wilson is a massive setback for an already struggling offense that's been desperate for consistency. And in Jacksonville, the Jaguars received some tough news of their own. Rookie sensation Travis Hunter underwent season-ending surgery to repair the LCL in his right knee. Hunter, who had been placed on injured reserve after suffering the injury in practice at the end of October, was one of the league's most exciting two-way players, contributing on both offense and defense. Head coach Liam Cohen said it's far too early to discuss whether Hunter will continue his two-way role when he eventually returns, emphasizing that the team's focus right now is on his recovery. With so many key names sidelined or battling injuries, Week 11 is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable slates yet. Depth charts will be tested, fantasy lineups will need adjusting, and teams across the league will be forced to find out just how deep their rosters really are.